time on the Robbie and Dad Show, we will be reviewing every single flavor in the Flavour Graveyard.
This might be a good time to point out, Robbie, that we spell flavor differently in Canada.
Vote for 3 flavors in the comments below that you want to try. Maybe Ben & Jerry's will bring it back. Who knows?
Look, Robbie, Ben and Jerry didn't do well in school. They misspelled flavor. There's no U, bud. Hey, look, they made a mistake, Robbie. Oh, where should we start, Robbie? Oh, it's so sad to see all these flavors. Okay, let's start over here. What's this one say?
Honey,
No, this one here. What's that one say?
Coconut
almond fudge chip?
No.
That was a long dead.
First up, we have coconut almond fudge chip. Coconut ice cream with fudge chips and roasted almonds.
This coconutty contender may never surrender. Of the graveyard's legendariest, it's among the temporariest. So here it was 3 years between 93 and 96. And then 1 year between 98 and 99, and then 5 years between 2001 and 2006. Most flavors don't come back like that, back and forth like that, Robbie, hey?
Maybe it was a special time.
Yeah, I mean, I think the flavor is such that it sounds really delicious and people wanted it back. Honey, I'm home.
Next up, we have Honey, I'm Home. Honey vanilla ice cream and fudge-covered honeycomb candy nuggets.
It was a honey of a flavor, but all too brief a love affair. Honey ran away from home to new digs, you know where. Yeah, Robbie, so this one lasted less than a year.
Oh my gosh.
You know, like, what's really neat is that it's easy to replicate at home because all you need is vanilla ice cream and then you put some honey in it. Now, I find that that's a great combination. You know, and they had some hard candies in it or some kind of honey type thing. I mean, how could that be bad?
I mean, maybe it was like not fudge. Maybe it was a hard candy with fudge inside. That could be it.
Well, I mean, it must have been not really pleasant.
Yeah.
Or maybe just didn't, you know, a lot of these flavors, maybe they just didn't get a lot of a release and then the volume isn't as you know, as big, so they just die out because they didn't get to everybody.
That's sad.
Dave Matthews Band and Magic Brownies.
What?
You see, I mean, like
Dave Matthew Ben's Magic Brownies. Black raspberry ice cream swirled with sweet cream ice cream and fudgy brownies.
The first edition was 2 vanilla, so we more or less remixed it. The encore was raspberry-er, but not enough, so we deep sixed it. Yeah, Robbie, I find this flavor too tart with the raspberry, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, it's not like if someone's like, oh, here, I got you this. I'm not going to be like, ugh, disgusting. I don't like that one. Like, I'd eat it, but I'd like really not, like, I'd rather choose something else, like Chunky Monkey, for example.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so...
I love my Chunky Monkey.
So this one here was done in 2011. And there's a couple of references in there. One is Magic Brownies. That's kind of a reference to weed. Okay, because they're, all right? Because they're hippies, right?
Yeah.
And the other reference is a nautical one, the Deep Six. That's like 36 fathoms. Each fathom is 6 feet, right? And so Deep Six also means you can't recover it anymore. It's also a reference to 6 feet under, although this is 36 feet. But yeah. That's my jam.
That's my jam. Raspberry and chocolate ice cream with chocolate chunks and raspberry core.
This core concoction was a rockin' till the Reaper came a knockin'. Maybe someday, who knows when, more fans will give a jam again. So, Robbie, this only lasted a year. And, I mean, it sounds good.
Bad.
It sounds good because it's, a classic chocolate and raspberry are two good flavors that go together.
Yep.
What a cluster. Gooey marshmallows.
What a cluster! Peanut butter ice cream with caramel cluster pieces. Marshmallow swirls and peanut buttery swirls.
Gooey marshmallow, caramel, and PB. What a cluster it was, but inevitably, stuff happens. So for better or worse, what a cluster was trucked away in the hearse. So, Robbie, this lasted 3 years. I really find that it's not bad. It's a good run.
Yeah.
I find the marshmallows doesn't fit in with the rest of the stuff.
Honestly, that sounds delicious to me because I love peanut butter, love caramel, I love marshmallows.
Yeah, I'd try it.
I never put it together, but that sounds interesting.
I like it, but it's weird to have peanut butter ice cream. Economic crunch.
Economic crunch. Vanilla with chocolate-covered almonds, pecans, and walnuts.
A delightful mash, this flavor we remember, for the stock market crash on the 6th of November. So, Robbie, the flavors in this are just a bunch of nuts. And nuts is always, a way of talking about money.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Yeah.
We save our money while squirrels save their nuts.
Oh, I
right? You get it? And this came out in 1987 because that's Black Monday. You ever heard of Black Monday?
I've heard of it, but I never understand what it was.
So do you remember the date?
1987, November 6th.
Okay. And so that on that day, what happened is, you see the line, how it's going?
Oh.
Right? That's the Dow Jones, okay? It's an indicator of how the rest of the stock market is going.
Yeah.
And, there's the TSX as well. And, I follow stocks. And the worst thing to see is a line that drops like that.
Yeah.
Okay, and we keep getting bad ones. We had the housing crisis in 2008. So this was just a way of Ben & Jerry, reflecting what the news was, and in a clever way. And I don't know, it's like a bad thing happens, and Ben & Jerry just want to make the world a better place by, having an ice cream named after it.
Making it fun.
Yeah, it's a really British thing to have something terrible go through, and then
you just drink some tea.
Yeah, you drink some tea and make fun of it. Yes. White Russian.
White Russian. Coffee ice cream with Kahlua coffee liqueur.
Bid adieu to old White Russian. Our tears, they are a gushin'. But in our scoop shops, please don't forget that it's not, oh no, not yet. So, Robbie, this lasted for 10 years.
Whoa, that's long.
Yeah, I mean, I guess adults did like it. I mean, it is a good flavor, right? Yeah, Robbie, so White Russian is a very famous drink. Kahlua is like a coffee liqueur.
Yeah.
And there's vodka, and then there's cream, right?
Oh.
And so the cream is like ice cream instead.
Oh.
And so it's a really nice taste that goes together, but maybe this one didn't do well because kids don't like it or something.
Probably.
This is mostly for adults, I would find.
Yeah.
Not that there's alcohol in it, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this one's chocolate chip cookie dough frozen yogurt.
No. Chocolate chip cookie dough. Frozen yogurt. Vanilla frozen yogurt with gobs of chocolate chip cookie dough.
So now we know our dough fro-yo just wasn't as great as expected. Folks who love dough as well as fro-yo love them separate, not interconnected. Yeah, so I totally agree with that. It says they're good but not together. Like it totally ruins it. Why would you take something that's really works well and make it into a frozen yogurt?
Frozen yogurt, it's okay. But chocolate chip cookie dough frozen yogurt is disgusting. No, that sounds disgusting. Maybe make it into a sorbet. Maybe.
Oh, I don't know about sorbet either.
Yeah, never mind, there's no milk.
Aloha macadamia.
Aloha macadamia. Rich milk chocolate, cashew Brazil nut butter, ice cream with macadamia nuts covered in white and dark fudge, and a milk chocolatey swirl.
We won't blame the macadamia, but we were kinda in denial. The marketplace had spoken. Mac got aloha'd off the aisle. The thing that's not working for me, Robbie, is I don't like Brazil nuts.
I hate them.
And
disgusting.
macadamia nuts I'm not crazy about.
Same.
And it takes too long to describe the flavor. It's 3 long lines for the flavor. It's like, so I could see. And it only lasted just over a year.
Yeah, not bad.
Fresh Georgia peach. Now that sounds delicious.
Fresh Georgia peach. Vanilla ice cream with fresh Georgia peaches.
Fresh picked peaches, trucked from Georgia. Tasted great, but couldn't last. Because Georgia's quite a ways away. And trucks don't go that fast. So, Robbie, the thing that's important to know about Georgia peaches is that it has historically fewer hard freezes, more consistent rainfall, and year-over-year temperatures than other peach-producing states. All right?
Oh, makes sense.
So that's why you have the best peaches coming out of Georgia.
Makes sense.
When you're doing like a peach ice cream, I think you could go 2 routes. They decided to go with ice cream. I think it would have been interesting to go with a sorbet.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking like maybe, no, not frozen yogurt.
No.
But yeah, like a sorbet.
Yeah. And the thing is that Georgia peaches are delicious and they're sweet. But when we're talking about ice cream, maybe it's not sweet enough and you need to put more sugar. So it's just a different thing. I would have really liked to try this one, though.
Yeah, me too.
Au pair.
Au pair. Fresh pear ice cream with a hint of almond and a light fudge swirl.
Au pair, a mixture of mirth. All nannies did weep when you left of this earth. So, Robbie, there's a reference in there, and that's an au pair. And an au pair is AUPAIR, and it's a helper from a foreign country, usually, who works for and lives with a host family. And they take care of the kids and do a little bit of work around the house as well. So that's what an au pair is. Also known as a nanny, but an au pair is specifically a different, kind of nanny.
Yeah.
So here's what I think about the flavor. Like, pear is already a really delicate kind of flavor and fruit.
Yeah.
Why put almonds? I mean, I don't want the almond in there.
No, please, no. We'll get rid of that.
And a light fudge swirl. I mean, it says it's light, but still, it would overpower the fruit.
Yeah.
And this is another one that might do well as a sorbet as well.
Yes,
maybe.
yes.
And over here we got...
Devil's Food Chocolate. What? Sorbet.
Devil's Food Chocolate.
It's sorbet.
Is it?
Yeah, right there.
You're right. No, I wouldn't like that.
Devil's Food Chocolate. Sorbet. Swirls of light chocolate and dark chocolate sorbet.
The devil took the blame for all the rich indulgence. Now watch him fan the flame, melting puddles of wicked succulence. So, Robbie, the main difference between a chocolate cake and a devil's food cake is the use of cocoa powder but lots of baking soda and a darker color in some cases, right?
Yeah.
And so they're typically good, but this one's said it was dark chocolate, which is something that some kids don't like, and I know you don't. Yeah, and the other thing that doesn't work for me is the fact that it's a sorbet. We were just asking for sorbets, and they
Please, no.
And
we ask, we get, sadly.
Yeah, I don't know, like a sorbet chocolate, I don't know. I think of more fruit when I think sorbet.
Yeah, same.
Sugar plum?
Okay, sure. Sugar plum. Plum ice cream with a caramel swirl.
It swirled in our heads, it danced in our dreams. It proved not to be, though, the best of ice creams. The reference there, Robbie, is the Nutcracker and the dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy. Right? And it's funny because this one could have used a nut in it because there's a nutcracker, whereas they put nuts with the pear.
Macadamia.
Yeah, and so, I imagine that this might have been a Christmas thing or something like that.
Yeah.
I would have tried it. I don't know that I would have liked it.
Me, I don't mind plum, but whenever I hear caramel, yes, but together, no.
No, it might be good because it would be a sweet plum. Yeah, I would try it.
Yeah, actually, because it's sweet and salty. Yeah.
Yeah. How's the salt? Where's the salt?
Caramel.
Oh, this caramel can be salty. Yeah. Tennessee mud.
Coffee ice cream with amaretto, Jack Daniel's Tennessee whiskey, and roasted slivered almonds.
The bottle is empty. the cup and the glass. Mud with Jack Daniels was not meant to last. So, Rodney, Tennessee mud is actually a drink. So it's a half ounce of amaretto, a half ounce of Jack Daniels, or a whiskey. And then there's 5 ounces of coffee. And then you put whipped cream.
Yay!
Yeah, so I mean, that sounds like it would be a good ice cream because you got the amaretto and the coffee.
Yeah.
You know, so and then the cream is the ice cream.
Yep.
This is nuts.
This is Nuts, a nutty mix of chocolate and pistachio ice cream with fudge-covered almonds and lightly roasted pistachios.
The name was meant to say it all, without the pompous prose. Was it nuts we choose to say so, or was it the nuts we chose? I will say this about Ben & Jerry's.
Yeah.
Last time when we did go, I ended up getting the pistachio ice cream.
Yeah.
Because I had never seen it, and it is the best pistachio ice cream I've ever had. And what I like about pistachio, especially Ben & Jerry's, is that they don't put coloring in it, and it's just pistachios.
Oh, yeah.
And so they did such a good job on it. But the thing is that's such a delicate thing. I don't want chocolate with it.
Yeah. I don't really like pistachios, but when I eat them, I don't want anything over, like, heavy.
Yeah, because chocolate is overkill.
Yeah.
And over here we got purple passion fruit.
More sorbet, Purple passion fruit sorbet. Swirls of raspberry, blackberry, and passion fruit sorbet with other natural flavors.
We kept the passion going till all efforts were in vain. Now purple passion's majesties beneath the fruited plain. So Robbie, the thing with purple, it's it says passion's majesty. Purple is the color of royalty.
Oh yeah.
It was difficult to get, and you were only allowed to wear purple if you were royalty.
Yeah.
And I mean, this sounds like a good ice cream.
Yeah, it's just the one thing that makes sense. It's sorbet.
Wild Maine blueberry.
Oh, sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, I would love that too. Really Nova Scotia flavors.
Wild Maine blueberry. Blueberry ice cream with Maine blueberry puree and wild Maine blueberries.
Wild Maine blueberry from the land of the puffin. Now when we crave you, we turn to the muffin. Okay, Robbie, so Maine is a state. He keeps asking what Maine is. All right, so like the logo, it's the guy with a scythe and a navy guy because there's a harbor there. They touch land, right? They're not landlocked like some states are. So Maine produces 99% of the blueberries in the country. Okay, making it the single largest producer of blueberries in the United States. So the harsh climate in Maine is very similar to the harsh climate in Nova Scotia, Robbie. That's why Nova Scotia blueberries are so delicious, because that hard climate gives it a really deep blue in the skin, and it makes it so that it has lots of antioxidants. And the blueberries just can't match the taste anywhere else in those two places. All right?
Yep.
So it's also known as the land of the puffin, Robbie, and so I decided to put a puffin in this picture.
Oh, that's why there's a puffin.
Yeah, it's a really nice bird.
Makes sense.
Out of all the ice creams so far, Robbie, I really would love to try this.
Yes.
Because this one also has a puree of blueberries.
Oh, yes.
So they take the blueberry and they crush it, and then and you don't need to use any coloring because it really stains the ice cream. And then they put blueberry bits as well. Right, so I mean, this is high up on my list. Yeah, exactly. Rainforest Crunch.
Rainforest Crunch. Vanilla ice cream with a Rainforest Crunch, a cashew and Brazil nut butter crunch.
With aching heart and heavy sigh, we bid Rainforest Crunch goodbye. That nutty brittle from exotic places got sticky in between our braces. You know, what's interesting is that in the description of the ice cream that you read,
Yeah.
there's no mention of the word brittle. If this is a brittle, do you know what brittle is?
No.
It's kind of like, you've seen it before. It's kind of like you can have peanut brittle. It's like, it's all like, like baked with sugar, like a caramel.
Oh, so it's caramelized.
Yeah, it's all caramelized, but they don't have it in the flavor. That's really
sense.
shocking that they didn't, because that's like the best part of the ice cream to me, right?
Yeah.
And it's only because of this poem that we know that it might have had that. Now, it lasted 10 years, so it couldn't be, because the description that you read did not excite me at all.
It sounded like, oh, it's ice cream.
Yeah, with just nuts in
I'll
it.
take it.
But if there's brittle in it, that makes it
then
different.
Exactly.
They should have renamed it. They should have called it Rainforest Brittle Crunch.
Yeah.
And then over here we got chocolate comfort. Well, that can't be bad.
Chocolate Comfort. Chocolate truffle low-fat ice cream swirled with white chocolate low-fat ice cream.
It's curtains for the chocolate pear. I ate alone in the comfy chair. 1 pint per night it might have been, but 'twas low fat, so it weren't no sin. So it wasn't a sin because it was low fat. Yeah, well, it didn't even last a year. Yeah, I would not be excited to try this one, Robbie.
Like, yay, ice cream.
Yeah.
And then urban jumble.
Urban Jumble. Coconut almond fudge chip meets New York super fudge chunk. A swirling safari of chocolate ice cream and coconut ice cream mixed with white and dark chocolatey chunks, pecans and roasted almonds.
The chaos and cacophony of busy city life lies peaceful now under a maple tree. The flavor lost its strife. So, Robbie, the word urban jumble comes from the word urban jungle.
Oh, that's why. Makes
Yeah,
sense.
and so it's been used a couple times in films. It's and what it refers to is traffic noise, pollution, and huge concrete buildings, like in this picture. And the word cacophony. Do you know what cacophony means?
Nope, have no idea.
It means like a really ugly word. Like even the word cacophonic is an ugly word because it's got the word cac in it. And so the reason why they called it that is because it's a cacophony of flavors.
Oh, that makes
Like
sense.
there's just too much going on,
Yeah,
you know,
busy.
and it's too busy, like an urban jungle.
And then we have creme brulee.
No way.
That would be good.
Creme brulee. Sweet custard ice cream with a caramelized sugar swirl.
Pardon our French, but we still swear our creme brulee is beyond compare. So it may not be beaucoup too late to save creme brulee from beyond the grave. So as it suggests, Robbie, creme brulee is a French dessert.
Yep.
It's also known as burnt cream or Trinity cream.
What?
And it's just custard, and then it's got a layer of hardened caramelized sugar on the top.
Oh, okay. That's
Now-
what's called brulee.
Yeah, no, I think maybe what happened is it's a bit too sophisticated for kids, and you only have two things going on in there, and so maybe other Ben & Jerry flavors kind of like outclass it because Ben & Jerry's is known for multiple flavors,
Yeah.
so it could be that.
Dastardly mash. That's a nice name.
Dastardly mash. Chocolate ice cream with pecans, almonds, raisins, and chocolate chips.
Here the brazen dastardly lies. Some say that raisin caused its demise. So dastardly means wicked and cruel, Robbie.
Oh.
And it's an interesting play on words.
Yeah.
And so it says that the raisins cause its demise. I think we've seen that in other ice creams. I think sometimes raisins is the one thing that
Yeah.
people don't like, right?
Yeah, like it doesn't really go too well with ice cream.
Yeah. I mean, except rum and raisin goes well.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
It's the only one.
And this one's called Ms. Jolina's sweet potato pie. That sounds good. You know?
Ms. Jelina's sweet potato pie. Swirl of sweet potato pie filling and cinnamon pieces in slightly spicy sweet potato pie ice cream.
1 potato, 2 potato, sweet potato pie. No one could appreciate it, so we had to let it die. So this flavor only lasted about a year, Robbie. It sounds like a really good flavor. I would really be interested in trying this one.
I want to try it, but it's not going to be like one of my mains. That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah, so Miss Jelena, we don't know who that is really, but there was a company called Miss Jelena's Homemade Southern Cookin' Incorporated.
Huh.
And so it might have something to do with that. And something like Ms. Jelena sounds very southern. So, and of course, that kind of dessert, right? That looks beautiful. That pie.
Yeah, that looks so
it's
good.
it's a very southern type of dessert.
Cool Britannia. I like the name of that. Nice.
Cool Britannia vanilla ice cream with strawberry and fudge covered shortbread.
A flavor so smashing and yet it fouled out. Strawberries, a shortbread, a love match devout, but sadly it missed all the fame it deserved. A bit too much English put into the serve. So Robbie, there's a lot of tennis references here. Smash, fouled out, match, served.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and even the word English means that you put a little bit of spin whenever you have a ball and you put a little bit of English on it. And all that to say that tennis was invented in England.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so Robbie, the name Cool Britannia comes from Rule Britannia, and it's a song that they sing at the proms at the Royal Albert Hall, right?
Yep.
And it's like a big song that brings all the British people together.
Yeah.
And it goes something like this. Rule Britannia, Britannia rule the waves. Britons never will be slaves. Rule Britannia, Britannia rule the waves. Britons never will be slaves. So Robbie, the part of shortcake, the short part of it, indicates like a crumbly kind of pastry.
Oh.
Right, and so that's what the kind of cake that you would use for that. And in 1588 was the first time that it was seen in a cookbook, and so we've been using that term since that time.
Oh my gosh, that's a long time.
So the term strawberry shortcake was first seen printed in a recipe in 1845, and it's the first time we see the word strawberry shortcake.
Oh.
So Robbie, look at that beautiful picture of that cake, right? And
oh my gosh, that looks so good.
We've had a really good one in Nova Scotia, and I think we probably had one in England as well.
Yes. My mom also made it for my birthday one year.
Yeah. So listen, Robbie, the thing I think that went really wrong with this is the fact that they put chocolate in it. There's not supposed to be chocolate in it. It's too much.
It's too overpowering.
You know, it's like putting chocolate in the creme brulee. It's like, just leave it alone. You got two incredible flavors that are working with each other, right?
And then you ruin it by putting chocolate.
Yeah, I mean, there should only be three things: the crumble, the cream, and the strawberries. And maybe strawberry coulis if you have to.
Yeah.
Here we have sweaty balls. Robbie, it's an SNL reference. And now we have to watch it. Sweaty balls, remember that.
Sweaty balls. Vanilla ice cream with a hint of rum. And loaded with fudge-covered rum and malt balls.
Inspired by the classic SNL sketch that dished the Sweaty family recipe, you can't resist. Our rum and malt ball-filled creation fueled a sweaty frenzy across the nation. The flavor is de-pinted, but you can still see the SNL sketch online and on TV. So, Robbie, this is the SNL sketch that they were talking about.
Yep.
So the guy on the right, his name is Sweaty.
Yep.
He made these desserts that are shaped like balls. And then they describe his balls, and then hilarity ensues. All right? And so let's watch the clip.
Bet.
They're made from a secret Sweaty family recipe. No one can resist my sweaty balls.
Peanuts popcorn? No. Popcorn and ice cream.
Peanuts, popcorn, caramel ice cream with white fudge-covered caramel popcorn. toffee-coated peanuts, and a caramel swirl.
Peanuts popcorn. Mix them in a pot, plop them in your ice cream. Well, maybe not. Peanuts are great in ice cream, Robbie, but I don't want popcorn in my ice cream.
Personally, what saves it is that it's a white chocolate fudge.
Yeah, because it's a
And
lighter.
white chocolate fudge is the best thing you could put in anything.
Well,
in my
I mean,
opinion.
because
So good.
white chocolate is a little bit, it's a little bit less shocking than milk chocolate.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree there.
Rip Ethan Allen. So Ethan Allen is a guy from Vermont. We'll have to look at the history of that.
Ethan Almond. Vanilla ice cream with chocolate-covered almonds.
In memory of nuts and Green Mountain boys, here history shuts the pint lid on their joys. So, Robbie, this is named after Ethan Allen,
Oh,
right? So they just called it Ethan Almond.
because almonds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he was an American farmer, businessman, philosopher, writer, and he was mostly known for being an American Revolutionary War patriot. So, Robbie, this is Fort Ticonderoga that he captured in 1775. I went to go visit it. It's a Vauban fort. It means it's a star-shaped fort. And these things are very dangerous to attack, because there's set up a lot of traps for people to defend the thing against a big army. So, Robbie, he led a group known as the Green Mountain Boys. That's their flag there.
Oh,
And they're wearing green uniforms. And they're Americans, Robbie. They're not French, like green like frogs. No. And so in the same year, after in 1775, they also tried to attack Montreal.
what?
And but they failed. And thank goodness for that. Otherwise, we'd be Americans right now. And we're happy to be Canadians.
Bovinity Divinity. I like the name of that. Yeah.
Bovinity Divinity. Milk chocolate ice cream and white fudge cows swirled with white chocolate ice cream and dark fudge cows.
Where do all the cows go when heaven gives the word? This flavor kicked the bucket when angels took the herd. So, Robbie, the word bovine is the Latin word for cow, but it also includes ox and goats,
Oh,
and sheep and bison and buffalo.
it literally means anything.
Yeah. So this ice cream just has like two different types of ice cream and two different types of flavored cows.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds okay. It
All
sounds
right.
interesting.
Yeah.
Over here we have Kaberry Kaboom. Nice. Kaberry Kaboom.
Berry Kaboo! Strawberry and blueberry ice cream with fudge-covered crackling candy and a blueberry swirl.
Crackling candies in our ice cream. What a blast. We thought, alas, instead of kabooming, the flavor kaboomed a lot. So, Robbie, I love Pop Rocks,
Yeah, me too.
and popping candy like that.
Yep.
And the thing that they did that kind of bothers me is they covered them in chocolate, which is too much. They did that with
Cool Britannia.
Cool Britannia. They covered the shortbread.
I
Right?
have words. Stop it.
Yeah. Well,
Just don't do that.
they went too far. But the thing is I wonder is that if they didn't cover the crackling candy with chocolate,
Would have been better.
no. But the thing is that it might have just like dissipated because it would be in the cream.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so maybe they needed like a cocoon to keep
Yeah.
it until your until your tongue melts the chocolate off the candy.
Maybe.
So it could have been that's the reason. But you know that Ben and Jerry's are going to try different things constantly, and maybe that was a solution that they came up
Making
with.
whoopie pie. No.
Making whoopie pie. Chocolate ice cream with a classic whoopie pie mixture of marshmallow and devil's food cookies.
Though we sure loved making whoopie pie, and you loved eating the stuff, after a while, we all had to admit it just wasn't whoopie enough. So, Robbie, the whoopie pie has a couple of different names, a black and white, a big fat Oreo, devil dogs, all kinds of stuff. And so it's a cookie pie sandwich or cake, usually made of chocolate cake,
Yep.
and then it has to have like frosting on the inside.
Oh, so kind of an Oreo, just cakey.
Yeah, so like the Oreo probably copied that, and that's how we got the Oreo cookie.
Neapolitan dynamite.
I've heard of that.
Okay. Yeah, it's a play on Napoleon Dynamite, isn't it?
Neapolitan Dynamite. Cherry Garcia and chocolate fudge brownie ice cream side by side.
Fans of the flick about a gawky high schooler thought the flavor we made could have been a lot cooler. Gosh, if we'd been quicker at reading their thoughts, we'd have realized they wanted flavor with tots. Robbie, this is a reference to the movie Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh.
Right? And it's a movie you haven't seen. But if you look at the lockers behind in this picture, it's really clever because you have 3 different flavors.
Yeah.
Right? And so you got the Cherry Garcia, and then you got the chocolate, which is, I guess, the yellow one.
Yeah.
So, Robbie, Neapolitan ice cream is also known as Harlequin ice cream.
What?
Yeah, and Neapolitan is like a Neapolitan person would be like your mom. She's from the area of Naples, so she's Neapolitan. But here's the thing about the ice cream. It's vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry.
Which I love.
Right, so like but the Ben and Jerry's ice cream was only 2 flavors. They were missing the vanilla.
That's weird.
Rip peanut butter me up.
No, I love peanut butter.
Peanut butter me up. That sounds great.
Peanut butter me up. A peanut butter caramel core surrounded by chocolate and peanut butter ice cream with fudge chips.
Since PB Me Up went under, nobody seems to miss it, which is why it's in this graveyard, which everyone loves to visit. You know, Robbie, I've never tried peanut butter ice cream.
I have. It's delicious.
Yeah, I can imagine. Where did you have peanut butter ice cream?
Friend, he had it.
Oh. Well, you know, I mean, you can't go wrong with peanut butter and chocolate. I don't understand why this didn't do well.
Yeah, like it only lasted a year.
Yeah.
And it sounds delicious.
It does sound delicious.
Ah, holy cannoli. Can you imagine what that is? Yeah.
Holy cannoli! Creamy ricotta and pistachio ice cream with chocolate-covered cannolis and roasted pistachios.
Now in front of the pearly gates, Holy Cannoli sits and waits. What brought its ruin, no one knows. Must have been the pistachios. So, Robbie, these are typical cannolis, right?
Yep.
So you got the shell, and then it's always filled with ricotta.
Yes.
And then in the ricotta, there's usually chocolate chips, like little slices of chips.
Yep.
And then, and there's, you know, there could be dipped in chocolate on the edges, and you can have pistachios in it. The thing about this is I think that it's more of an adult flavor.
Yeah.
I bought the pistachio ice cream last time we went to Ben & Jerry's, and I love it.
I don't.
And they don't put any coloring in it. And it's like the best pistachio ice cream I ever had. Now, ricotta ice cream, I can't imagine what that would be like, but I think I would really like it.
Yeah. So, people like pistachio ice cream, but you don't like cannoli ice cream? Like, come on.
Well, I mean, you know, because the thing about this is that
It's
you got some
ricotta,
nice
but
texture.
still.
You get some nice texture because you get the
Yeah,
crunchiness
that is
of,
true.
like, you know, you like peanuts in a thing, right? Or a cluster of peanuts. I mean, imagine having a cannoli in it.
Yeah,
It sounds like I would like it, but I think it's probably an adult acquired taste.
Probably.
Chocolate peppermint crunch. No, you lost me.
Chocolate peppermint crunch. Chocolate ice cream with peppermint and fudge swirls and mint chocolate cookie balls.
Alas, this flavor, sad to say, met its fate on Fudge Mint Day. No minty bliss nor cookie sphere could save it, which is why it's here. You know, I'm kind of surprised that it lasted 3 years. Because,
What is this? Please no.
yeah, I mean, peppermint and chocolate, I know some people like it, but it's something I really don't like in my chocolate.
And then mint cookie balls? I'm sorry. No.
You know,
Just
the Arrow.
Period, no.
You know, Arrow has a mint version.
That is disgusting.
It's green. Yeah, you
so
see, it's
bad.
not popular, but there are people that still like that combination, and I'm just not one of them.
Me neither. No.
No, me too.
Boston cream pie.
Oh my gosh.
That can't be bad.
Whenever you say peppermint to me, I say instantly
No,
no.
me too.
Boston cream pie. Boston cream pie ice cream with yellow cake pieces, fudge flakes, and swirl of pastry cream.
Who doesn't love Boston cream pie? Nobody that we know of can't say the same for the ice cream, which we finally had to let go of. So, Robbie, the Boston cream pie was invented in 1856 by Mosberg Sanzian at the Parker House Hotel in Boston. Look how delicious a Boston cream pie looks, Robbie. Like, I love Boston cream pie, and so do you. And I like the donuts. I mean, the pie is a lot better. And, you know, I think what happened is it's possible that the cake part of it doesn't translate well in an ice cream because it might be frozen, right? And
that's true.
And part of the thing about a Boston cream pie is that you got that nice cakey part with the other two ingredients that work so well.
Yeah, but for eclair, it works because eclair's a donut.
Yeah,
that's delicious. I love it.
That's a new flavor that I'm kind of shocked that Ben & Jerry's did, and I just tried it, and
it's delicious.
it's a delicious flavor.
And here we have Mission to Marzipan. It's like Mission to Mars. I like that. Yeah, it's got a little rocket on it.
Mission to Marzipan. Sweet cream ice cream with almond cookies and a marzipan swirl.
Our mission to Marzipan didn't go as we'd planned it. It never really took off, so here's where it landed. Yeah, so there's a play on words there. Mission to Mars, mission to Marzipan, and I put Elon Musk because he's got the best plan for a mission to Mars. And the thing about marzipan, Robbie, I love marzipan. It's my favorite ground nut that becomes like a spread. Like peanuts is for peanut butter, you know, but almonds, you make marzipan with it with sugar, and I love almond cookies.
I really like. They're okay.
Yeah, you know, I mean, the thing is I find marzipan sweeter than peanut butter. Obviously, butter's more savory. But when you put the sugar in it, it has a nice light taste. It's not an overpowering thing. And maybe the thing is with ice cream, especially with Ben & Jerry's, is that people like more overpowering flavors.
Yeah.
And then over here we got cake batter. Oh, it's probably like over the top with sprinkles.
Cake batter. Yellow cake batter ice cream with a chocolate frosting swirl.
Cake batter. For our 30th birthday, this party flavor was great. By the time we retired it, we turned 38. Boy, it lasted 8 years, Robbie. And, you know, it sounds good, right? But it's cake batter. It's not cake pieces.
That's the only thing, though. If it would be cake batter and cake pieces,
Yeah, maybe that's what it needed. It seemed a bit simple, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
Pina colada.
Pina colada.
Is that a sorbet? It's got pineapple chunks. That's great.
Pina colada. Coconut ice cream with pineapple chunks.
You love pina colada more than a whole lotta. We know that much is true. Alas, not a whole lot of others loved it as much as you. Robbie, you know pina colada is my favorite drink in the summer. And, you know, I mean, it sounds like it's some type of puree, so I imagine that I would like it. Although I must say I've never had coconut ice cream.
I'm just guessing. Coconut ice cream, horrible mix.
Well,
I hate coconut.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's okay. Granted, some people don't like coconut or the texture of it. And now I would try that. I just don't know how pineapples would be in an ice cream.
Oatmeal cookie chunk.
Oatmeal cookie chunk. Yeah, that would be good.
Oatmeal cookie chunk. Sweet cream cinnamon ice cream with oatmeal cookie and fudge chunks.
From the moment oatmeal went, there's been no end to the lament. If you'd sowed more oatmeal before the reap, we wouldn't have buried it so deep. This lasted 8 years. You know, Robbie, I don't find it that excited about this ice cream.
No, me neither.
Yeah.
The only thing that throws me off is cinnamon ice cream. I know the churro ice cream that has cinnamon, you don't really taste it. But cinnamon ice cream.
Yeah, the oatmeal might not do well in ice cream. I don't know.
Exactly. Like it'd get soggy.
I guess.
Just nah.
The witch.
The witch.
Oh, it's just
Wow. Vanilla chocolate chip ice cream, chocolate chunk cookies. I mean, that's pretty.
Witch. Chewy chocolate chunk cookies with vanilla and chocolatey chip ice cream.
The witch that was wicked good, and all was well for quite a spell. However, it was the witch that was ditched because. Because there's a lot of references
I get it.
to the Wizard of Oz in here,
yeah.
right? And
That's why there's doubles.
you have the witch, and then you have the evil witch in the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
So Robbie, that's all it is
Just
like
any
a chocolate
sandwich?
chip. Well, it's a chocolate chip cookie with ice cream in the middle, right?
Yep, any ice cream.
Yeah, but I mean those are very popular,
Yep.
and it's funny that the two cookies are together in the graveyard. The other one being oatmeal,
Oh yeah.
right? But the thing is that I think this flavor is more popular,
Yeah.
just because I've seen more of him, and I mean it's just a very simple, good ice cream. But Ben and Jerry's makes so many incredible, variety of
Random
stuff. So
flavors that are good.
yeah, exactly. So lots of different types of stuff to choose from.
First,
Fossil fuel. That's got a nice name.
that was our first ice cream sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
Graveyard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fossil fuel, that's nice.
Fossil fuel. Sweet cream ice cream with chocolate cookie pieces, fudge dinosaur, and a fudge swirl.
Fudgy dinosaurs galore got all dug up till there were no more. A flavor redesign might be doable, but fossil fuel is non-renewable. Yeah, so Robbie, there's they're talking about fossil fuels there, and that Ben and Jerry's is really environmentally friendly,
Yep.
right? And when we went there, there's actual solar panels that are near the graveyard.
Yeah.
It's in the field. That's a picture of us with the solar panels behind us, and they were quite big.
Massive.
And I was asking about it in the factory, and nobody knew anything about it. I was disappointed. There's no sign or anything. It's something you'd think that they would be proud of.
Yeah.
So if ever we find anything out, we'll put a link in this part right here. Click on the link above if we've done the video yet. And hopefully we'll do a video just on the solar panels at Ben and Jerry's.
Oh,
Yep.
turtle soup. I think I know what this is. This is
Turtle
like
soup.
the thing turtles, I think.
Yeah?
Maybe. It looks like that.
Turtle soup. Vanilla ice cream with fudge and caramel cashews, and a caramel swirl.
Slow and steady wins the race. Turtle Soup kept up the pace. You may protest, but we suggest Turtle Soup deserves a rest. So this ice cream flavor sounds great, Robbie. You got the caramel and nut and chocolate.
Yep.
And it's very similar to the Turtles chocolate bar,
Oh,
except
so good.
yeah,
So good.
except this has pecans.
Yep.
And do you notice the shape of the blotch that is the
Yeah, it's a
chocolate
turtle.
bar?
It's a turtle.
Yeah, because you got the nuts sticking out of the sides, and it kind of looks like a turtle if like the feet and the head sticking out.
Wavy gravy.
No.
Wavy gravy. A caramel and cashew Brazil nut ice cream with a chocolate hazelnut fudge swirl and roasted almonds.
Just so there's no confusion, we thought we ought to warn ya, Wavy Gravy isn't dead. He lives in California. No such luck for Wavy's flavor, but we've been wrong before. We won't give up the ghost if you won't. So what are you waiting for? So Robbie, this is Wavy Gravy. His real name is Hugh Naughton Romney Jr. And he's an American entertainer, a peace activist, and he's best known for his role at Woodstock. And he's a persona with, countercultural beliefs. And Ben and Jerry are into the environment and that kind of thing as well.
Solar
So,
panels.
yeah, so they're friends, and they decided to make this ice cream in his honor.
This one, Vermonty Python. That's Al's favorite. That's the last one, and it's dead.
Vermonty Python. Coffee liqueur ice cream with a chocolate cookie crumb swirl and fudge cows.
Right then, is it dead or isn't it? No, it isn't. Yes, it is. No, it isn't. Rubbish, you're a loony. No, I'm not. So, Robbie, that was an excerpt of Monty Python's Flying Circus, which was a TV show.
Yeah.
All right. Now, the reference to the ice cream with the cows in it is a movie called The Monty Python and the Holy Grail. And it's these guys here. You got King Arthur and you got Lancelot and all his other knights and everything surrounding him, and they're looking for a holy grail. It's a quest, and it's one of the most funniest, movies of all time. It's probably the best that Monty Python had done, it's if you like British humor, you had this. These guys were so crazy and so intelligent, and these guys, when I say they're intelligent, some of these guys went to Oxford and Cambridge.
Damn.
These guys are super smart, but British people are super smart. Even like Rowan Atkinson, he went to Oxford, and British people, when they're funny, they're extremely brilliant because it's so convoluted, the comedy. So you got to see this movie.
Agree to my commands, then I shall.
All right, Robbie. So my top 3 ice creams are Ms. Jelina's sweet potato pie, number 3, pina colada, number 2, and my number 1 pick is wild Maine blueberry.
My 3, Dad, are number 3, wild Maine blueberries, number 2, Boston cream pie,
Oh yeah.
and number 1, this one really sounds interesting, peanut butter me up.
Nice choices.
Don't forget to vote for your 3 flavors in the comments below. If you like our content, please subscribe and like the video. Don't forget to go ahead and check out one of our playlists. That's it for now for the Robbie and Dad Show.
He's Robbie.
And he's Dad.